Hello, viewers. This is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary series, and it looks like we've probably got Izzet Machine Gun versus White Weenie, and this is a matchup. Oh no, it's Izzet Control. Well, yeah, it's Izzet Control. Izzet Machine Gun wouldn't run Sphinx's Tutelage. It doesn't fit into their MO. It's an enchantment. It doesn't work for the combo that they need. I mean, you could run it, since it's on color and, it's a static effect. Once it's in play, it's doing its work, but, it would take up slots that you'd rather have for drawing cards and burning things. But Izzet Control is not exactly the greatest choice against a deck like White Weenie because, for one thing, you don't have any. Well, he does have two board clear options in red that could work on White Weenie provided he did it soon enough, which now it is far, far too late for that. A 4/3 flying Knight of the White Orchid because of Griff's Boon. He's transformed the Town Gossipmonger into Incited Rabble, and he's got another Knight of the White Orchid, which is a 3/3. All of that thanks to Thalnia's Lieutenant, who will also start becoming bigger once he starts playing more creatures, because if memory serves, all of his creatures are humans. And let's see, 5 mana open. Even if he doesn't get anything to play, that can be 2 extra damage with the Incited Rabble. So that'd be 4, 5 is 9, 3 is 12, 1 is 13. Now, Izzet does have options, single target options like Incendiary Flow, Fiery Impulse, Fiery Temper. There are plenty of burn spells that can handle these creatures. I mean, Incited Rabble's a little bit tougher than he can handle with a one-shot, but, 3 toughness is not all that difficult to kill with burn. But a Take Inventory and Tormenting Voice, yeah, that's not going to help you all that much. Here comes 13 damage. Well, 14 because he top-decked a land. So he will be down to 2. Which means that he has to kill every single creature on the board right now to guarantee that he will have a turn after this one. Or bounce them. And the problem with bounce is the best bounce, mass bounce that he has available is Engulf the Shore, and that requires a certain number of islands, and we haven't seen a single island from him. Engulf the Shore is a great card. The only problem is that when you're playing a 2-colored deck, you kind of have to split your mana base, and, Engulf the Shore prefers that you don't. That way you can almost guarantee that you're going to bounce every single thing that they have every time you play it. Bedlam Reveler. Well, that is a great card, no doubt about it. It's the kind of thing that all these fast aggressive decks have needed in late game. The only reason that White Weenie doesn't run it is the fact that they don't play instants and sorceries. So that guy's as good as an 8-drop all the time. And unfortunately, this guy, he's a great card, but he is not the card that he needed to deal with White Weenie right there. He did get him down to 5 cards in his library, though. Holy crap, I didn't realize that. That was a lot closer than I thought. But yeah, we did not see nearly enough defensive armament from Izzet there. But let's go to game 2. Let's see if he can manage to deck out the White Weenie deck, because we know he can do it. I mean, just look at that. 5 cards left. All it would have taken was for him to get one more turn. And first turn Throbbing Inspector from White Weenie. Oh, another burn spell that I thought of that's really cheap that he could be running is Galvanic Bombardment. He's running Take Inventory, so honestly, I don't see any reason why he couldn't run Galvanic Bombardment, because it has that same clause of doing extra if there's more copies in his graveyard. You know, the first one is 2 damage for 1 red, then 3, then 4, and then 5. Well, not 5, because you can't have 5 copies in your deck. But you get what I was talking about. You know, it's a great card, and you know, it's just that little bit. You know, this depending on the situation. I was going to say that it's better than Fiery Impulse, but you know, it really depends on the situation, because Fiery Impulse in a deck like this can almost guaranteed be 3 damage every time after the first. Whereas, you know, Galvanic Bombardment requires you to have another Galvanic Bombardment for it to be able to do 3. Ooh, Tormenting Voice, Fiery Temper, Madness combo. So he's going to be able to kill off one of these creatures and draw 2 cards. That is one of the great things about cards like Fiery Temper combined with Tormenting Voice, is you get the effect of the card you're discarding and you don't lose anything in the process. It's one of the reasons why I really love Lightning Axe Fiery Temper, because that is just a ridiculous combo. 2 red mana gets you 5 damage to a creature and 3 damage to a creature or player. 2 red mana! That is ridiculous! So, Thalia's Lieutenant number 2. So, you know, double triggers, so it's a 3/3. He really needs to try and knock this guy out in the next turn before White Weenie can start playing any more humans, because once it reaches 4 toughness, it's almost impossible for him to deal with in a single card. He almost always has to double card. Alright, Tormenting Voice with Madness Fiery Temper again. And if you think about it, you know, it is 2 cards, but a total of 3 mana, draws 2 cards, and deals 3 damage to target creature or player. I mean, I just love that combo. Fiery Temper in any discard, as long as you have the mana open, is just amazing. And it killed off the Thalia's Lieutenant, the big one. So White Weenie is actually, he is slowly falling off the tempo here. Izzet is doing a really good job of keeping the board clear, and that's what you have to do against White Weenie if you want to live. Dragon Hunter. Okay. And Reckless Bushwhacker. Now, if memory serves, they only run like 1 or 2 copies of Reckless Bushwhacker in their deck, so either that's all of them or he's got 1 more. But either way, ooh, and Griff's Boon on the Reckless Bushwhacker. So all of his creatures have 3 power. He's going to be able to attack in with all 3 creatures because they have haste. And that'll be a total of 9 damage unless Izzet has a response in hand with 1 mana cost. And like I said, with like Fiery Temper or no, Fiery Impulse or Galvanic Bombardment, either one of those will kill any one of these creatures right now. He just has to have them. And no response. That's 9 damage to the face. He's down to 5. White Weenie is down to 1 card in hand. So if he can clear the board, he might be able to start building up some tempo and be able to take control of this game. And there it is, Kozilek's Return. That is the exact card that he needed right there. Perfectly timed. All of the creatures had 2 or less toughness. And now White Weenie is stuck trying to build an army. He pops the clue token to draw an extra card. I don't blame him. He needs to dig. He needs to be able to draw more cards so that he can try and play more cards. Oh, and draws a land and plays nothing. That does not bode well for White Weenie. The more chances that you give Izzet where you don't do anything, the better his chances are of winning this game. And there's Sphinx's Tutelage. 3 red mana, so, we've seen Tormenting Voice to Fiery Temper twice already. The possibility of it happening a third time was remote, but, he could have had it. He did have 5 cards in hand, but White Weenie concedes. I don't blame him. He was fighting an uphill battle from that point on. He's effectively top decking against a deck which has almost a full hand, and he has his milling combo ready to go. I'm not saying that he couldn't win, it's just the possibility was very, very small, especially considering the sheer volume of burn spells available to Izzet that could kill pretty much any creature that he plays. So, unfortunately for White Weenie, the first game he just totally stomped Izzet. The second game, he fell off the temple a little bit, and that was all that Izzet needed to take it back. Look at that. He got him down to 5. If he did not have Kozilek's Return, he was dead. But I'm going to end the video here. That was Izzet Control. Not so common anymore, but, it's still in the deck lists. It's still a small presence in the field versus White Weenie, which also has taken quite the hit in popularity. But if you liked the video, hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.